Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Lavender Hills in the Cape Flats is an area with high levels of poverty, violence and gangsterism. Guardians of the National Treasure and Lavender Hills Sports and Recreation Foundation are two organizations in the region that are doing great work to uplift the community and help steer the youth, of course, in the right way and away of gangsterism. Welcome to the show. We're joined by Ralph, Bouwers and, of course, Mark Nicholson. Ralph, Mark, gentlemen, you are continuously being pillars of strength, the light at the end of a very, very dark tunnel for many, and we thank you for doing that just first and foremost. And now you've created such incredible work with the Guardians of the National Treasure. So what are these national treasures that you speak of, and why did you decide to start the organization?
Yes, thank you for having us here. I always wanted to be on the show. So, yes, the Guardians of the National Treasure is a concept where we, the Guardians, and the National Treasures are children. We have to look after them. And I started the organisation 3 years ago when I was abroad in the United Kingdom, and I came back to Lavender Hill to pay it forward and help my community.
So you are a man from this environment, from this community. You had the privilege of going abroad, but when you came back, you thought, things haven't come far enough.
Yeah, I left for the UK for 13 years. I practiced there as an optician. And then I subsequently qualified as a hypnotherapist in the UK to be able to help me with this project in Lavender Hill. I came back and every year, December, I came back to help the community. And I found that year on year, it's getting worse. And every December, there's new crosses in the streets of kids being killed and murdered. And I thought, I need to come help and see how I can support my community. And that's where we are today.
The stories just sent goosebumps through your body. And Mark, I'm sure you see a lot of it, being a community worker and a pastor in the Lavender Hills area. What is it about this area that makes it so prone to gangsterism, and what are some of the things that you've seen come out?
Well, I think poverty is one of the main issues that we're having in our communities. Unemployment rate is too high. You know, these guys, they look up to the gangsters because why they get whatever they need. You know, and the sad part about it is that they're just being used, and that's the reason why we are there to try and motivate these, especially our young ones, to, you know, I motivate the kids every day to try and steer them away from all the wrong things, you know, and this is where the sports comes in, because why, for them and for us also, sports is the healer in every community, I would say.
It's very scary to hear that these kids can get sucked into this world of gangsterism between the ages of 8 and 10. That is so, so young. And these are the times that you're expecting the young ones to be playing out on the field, exploring the outdoors in a safe way, in a way that is productive and constructive to their growth. So why sports? Why did you decide to go into these communities and help in this way?
I've been living in Lavender Hill for the past 35 years, so I've seen it all. I've seen the killings, I've seen guns, I've seen gangs. You know, I come from a bad background, also a life of drugs, and when I changed my life around, I knew that I had to give something back to the community, and that's where I decided to start a sports club, a football club actually. So I got some of the kids together because they were just roaming the streets, you know, and I started with a small team, and we were playing, and it started growing bigger and bigger and bigger, you know, and then eventually we decided that this is the way to go. So currently we've got more than 300 kids playing soccer. We've got about 98 netball players as well. We've got 22 girls that will be then participating in the Cape Town Carnival as well on the 21st of March.
These are huge numbers we're talking about. We're talking about making a change and revolutionizing the world that is Lavender Hills into something huge and incredible on a huge level. Those numbers are beautiful. They're scary, they're intimidating, but it is so incredible to see champions of causes like yourselves going out there and putting your face saying, I will do the work. I mean, Ralph, what does your organization strive to do ultimately?
Yeah, the ultimate goal is that the Guardians of the National Treasure is creating an opportunity and a platform for the youth to plug into.
Okay.
In Lavender Hill and Parkwood and similar areas, there's hardly any facilities, and let alone, obviously, the sporting outlet or the arts and culture outlet. So we're hoping to establish that need. And when we came back 3 years ago to Lavender Hill, Mr. Nicholson had 2 teams, under 12 and under 14 team, and then it was a family club at that stage. He came to us and we discussed the fact that we're going to turn it into Lavender Hill Football Club to get the community involved. And like Mr. Nicholson said, there's 2 under 8, 2 under 10, 2 under 12, 2 under 14, under 16, under 8 in the first division, and a premier team that played the Castle playoffs last year. And people phoned me and said, why are you doing this? And it's a gang-ridden area. We have to give them the opportunity to change. And we have to afford them the sports so that they can change their lives. And you can see today we have 2 sterling youngsters going abroad to Barcelona, and that is an end product after 3 years' work.
I love to hear that story, the bright lights at the end of the tunnel, seeing the lives that have been changed, that have been affected very positively from the work that you do. How does that make you feel, Mr. Nicholson, to know that you have been first-hand an opportunity and influence to change someone else's life?
When I lay my head down at night before I go to sleep, I actually feel good. Because I know I've changed somebody's life at the end of the day. You know, it's a good feeling waking up in the morning, you know, before I go to work, you know, the kids start running to us, me and my wife in the morning, they come and greet us before they go to school because they have to walk past our gate. And it's a good feeling, you know, knowing that these children have got a little bit of hope in what we are busy with, and we're giving them that light at the end of the tunnel to actually strive forward and to be the best that they can be, because that's the motivation I do with most of the kids every day. You know, I motivate them to be the best that they can be. Because I always tell them that every day is a good day, no matter how bad you feel.
Every day is a good day, no matter how bad you feel. That motivated me. And you at home, if you feel as motivated as I am with these 2 gentlemen, head over to, of course, the strap is at the bottom. You can see the donations you can make and how you can make a change to incorporate the little bit that you have into the incredible work that these gentlemen are doing. Mark, Ralph, salute you. Thank you.
So much.
Thanks so much.